but in South Mississippi, where you find some of the kindest, most compassionate people ever. It's where neighbors know their neighbors and they help each other out. That's the basic thing of being a good citizen, being a good neighbor, is helping others. One of the rewards of being in Congress, it comes down to the ability to serve others. Whether I'm fighting for our shipyard at Ingalls to make sure that our men and women in the Marine Corps and Navy have the equipment, the tools that they need to go be able to do their job and do it well and come back home to their loved ones, to trying to balance the budget. That's what I believe is the greater purpose of being here, is to protect the things that have made this country great and also preserving the American dream for future generations so that we will have job opportunities, that we won't be a nation drowning in debt, but people will actually have an opportunity to pursue the American dream that many of us have grown up with. I was fortunate enough that I grew up on the Mississippi Gulf Coast. My front yard is the Gulf of Mexico and my backyard is the Pine Belt that stretches all the way up to my alma mater at the University of Southern Mississippi. And my family grew up as Golden Eagles. I kind of rebelled against the college my parents wanted me to go to, so I decided to go to Mississippi State. And I went there for my first semester. Thanksgiving break, I decided I wanted to join the United States Marine Corps, following the steps of my grandfather and my uncle. And so I joined the Marine Corps, and about a year or so later, I made it back to Mississippi State for my second semester. And during the Thanksgiving holiday, again, I was activated to go serve in the Persian Gulf War. So what I felt like is my destiny was USM, so eventually I migrated to Hattiesburg and have no regrets. I thought becoming vice president of the Student Government Association was a big thing, but I think my biggest accomplishment was convincing my wife, who I met for the first time out in front of the student union, to marry me. At first she thought I was a nerd, and I thought she was beautiful, but I got the better end of the deal. After college, I did a lot. I first went to work for a CPA firm in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. It was a very, very good CPA firm. But I also still had a desire to join the United States Marine Corps as a commissioned officer. So I left there in anticipation of working out and getting mentally and physically in shape to go become a United States Marine Corps officer. Somewhere along the way, I forgot that I actually have to pay rent and pay bills, so I took a job working offshore in the Gulf of Mexico. And next thing you know, I didn't pursue my dreams of being a Marine officer, but I ended up in Houston, Texas for a big company. And next thing you know, I'm working in Hungary, working in Bosnia, working in Uzbekistan, and eventually coming back to the Mississippi Gulf Coast, I set up and established my very own CPA firm. I think family is absolutely important. In fact, if you ever ask me, what's most important to you, Stephen? I'd say it's the 4 F's. I'd say it's my faith, it's my family, it's my friends, and it's my flag. I've been truly blessed. I've got a great family, great wife, 3 great kids. And in the end, if anybody asks me why I do what I do, is I do it for them. I feel like one of my larger purposes of being in Congress is to continue to fight to make America, the exceptional country it is. 400,000 Americans sacrifice to make sure that we are the freest nation on earth. We owe them everything for their courage, their commitment, their bravery, their loss, and their sacrifices. As I work through my committees and as I'm representing the families of South Mississippi, I'm focused on how am I ensuring that America remains exceptional. I believe in bringing South Mississippi values to Washington, D.C. instead of bringing Washington, D.C. inside the Beltway values back to Mississippi.